Alright, so a couple things. One, I just want to acknowledge the fact that it's unfortunate that from time to time I have to have a drink of tequila or several drinks to tap into my deeper thoughts. And I'm sure I have the same ability to do that if I'm sober, um, and start practicing meditation or something that's a more mindful practice. However, I'll have to address that when that time comes. But for now, it is what it is. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing glasses, it doesn't have to do with the tequila. It has to do with the fact that my left eye is like puffy for some reason. When I was blowing my nose, it looked like somebody punched me in my face. So, but you know what? I think the swelling has gone down, so I'm gonna take my shades off. But what I wanted to talk about is the thought that sparked, and that thought was everybody's heard the saying at some point in their life, you know, you are your own worst enemy. At some point, everybody's heard that, I feel like. And cliche sayings like that are just things in general. We have the ability, so that's my cat. We have the ability to understand concepts and things on a, like, for their face value, a surface level. But we typically don't dive into those thoughts and really engage with them. It's like, yeah, we understand the concept, but we don't embrace the concept. And there is a very big difference between understanding something and truly embodying it. And so going back to that saying, you know, you are your own worst enemy. Generally speaking, we don't hear the flip side of that, which is like you are your best champion. Like you are your biggest advocate. And I truly believe you are your own worst enemy. Both go hand in hand. It's like you're your best advocate and you're your worst enemy. On the side of being your own worst enemy, I think it's interesting that when it comes to our emotions, we don't typically challenge them. Like, for instance, if somebody pisses me off, I'm going to be reactive. I'll get angry. I'll get defensive. I'll tap into all the typical emotions that any of us experience. Are those self-serving when that happens? Like, is getting reactive, is that helping me? Sometimes, yeah. So sometimes you just need a primal, reflexive, instinctual reaction to save you. So, yeah, sometimes it does help. But a lot of times when it comes to situations like work-related or relationships, it's like we can be self-destructive in the sense that we don't have control over those. And so we allow our emotions to come into situations as if they're best friends or they're family members that we've known forever. And it's like, we really don't. It's sad to say, but we typically don't know ourselves that well. Or we don't know our emotions that well. And when they come in, it's like, I think most people can relate to the fact that when you feel an emotion, it takes a hold of you. So if you're feeling like whatever you're feeling in a moment, when that emotion takes a hold of you, it's like it pulls you out. It's the same way your dog will be going from you petting it to it loving that to it sees a fucking squirrel and it's gone. It's like you can't help it because it's such an instinctual thing. However, if we have the presence of mind to check ourselves and not allow our emotions to dictate circumstances out of our control and claim a sense of autonomy over those emotions, then it's like, when somebody says something that, yes, you can feel aggravated, irritated, whatever, but there's a difference between you responding with that and feeling it, but understanding the cost of if you engage with that. And it's funny because I think we need to treat our own emotions with a different level of respect and concern, and treat them like they're strangers, because our emotions, I think, are strangers. Like, I know, speaking just for myself, I'm typically not angry. I'm not an angry person. Do I experience anger from time to time? Yeah, but those are brief experiences. So I wouldn't say that I know anger that well, because the same way, if I only speak to somebody every once in a blue moon, how well do I really know that person? It's like, yeah, I've talked to you, you're an acquaintance, but I don't know you like that. And it's our emotions definitely shouldn't be treated any less important than that, because our emotions are the things that are dictating our lives on a day-to-day basis. So it's like how we're showing up in situations where we're, in a sense, out of control. It's like, if you start to be more intentional and mindful of the fact that your emotion is almost a stranger to you, then it's like, maybe you can start to position yourself in a manner where you address those with a certain degree of caution, and don't just welcome them in, because it's like, I know if somebody knocks on my door right now, I'm not just gonna welcome them into my house. It's like, I'm gonna want to know. I'm gonna want them to state their reason for being at my door. And if you're allowing your emotions to just willy-nilly come on in, welcome them in, it's like, expect some things to maybe go missing. Expect to lose a friend. Expect to lose a family member. Expect to lose an opportunity. And it's like, because your emotions don't always have your best interests at heart. Your emotions are just there. And you see how my eye looks like crazy. That's why I have my glasses on. I'm about to put them back on. But talk about superficial. Yeah, it's like, we don't think of our emotions as being something that's unrelated to us. Like, we think that that's who we are. And it's like, nah, when our emotions show up, it's like a fucking stranger that just pops up on you. And it pulls you out of whatever state you were in, whether it's good or bad. It's like, the emotion itself is its own element, and we should treat them with a degree of respect and caution, and understand that we're not as in control of ourselves as we think we are, and at the same time, we have a lot more autonomy than we think we do, or than we give ourselves credit for having. It's like, you can control yourself, but you have to understand that your emotion is a separate thing. It's like, an experience is that. It's like an interpretation of a moment. But it's up to the interpreter to decide how that experience went down. It's like the same situation happened, but two different people saw a whole different, they told a whole different story on how that went down. Same experience, but two different interpretations of what happened. And with the same strength that message hopefully is understood. It's like work with me. Keep in mind, tequila is still involved in this conversation. Um, I didn't drink too much, but yeah, it's been a long day. Um, to the same degree that we need to respect. I've said enough. I've said enough.